Hello. I know it's been forever. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sorry it's taken me forever. It's been months. I know. It's been forever. I've been the worst just with you guys making videos and even staying in contact. I'm like behind in some emails. So if you have emailed me, please yes, just be patient with me. I will get back with you as soon as I can. I did respond to a lot of them maybe a few months ago or a couple months ago, but there's still some that I need to respond to. So anyway, hi to my new subscribers, my old subscribers. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. It's been a while. There's been a lot of changes in my life, some changes that are about to happen that I'm really excited about. And I will share those with you. And yes, so the first thing is I am no longer in the Army. Yes, I am out. I'm making this Army video very, very late. It's probably the most requested video and questions that I ever get, that I've ever received while being on YouTube, and that's about my Army experience. So I'm going to go ahead and make that, and I'll answer some questions. I've tried to kind of group them together and answer the most frequently asked and just kind of give my experience. This is actually my second time making this video, okay? Y'all know I seem to talk a whole bunch when I'm on this YouTube thing. I don't feel like I talk a whole bunch in person, but yeah, I can't seem to keep it under 15 minutes without trying to rush and giving you guys good information at the same time. So I'm going to make this a two-part video, and I'm going to just kind of give just a general overview of the Army as far as why I joined, my duty station, all that stuff. And the next one will go more into detail about my life in the Army, miscellaneous questions, why I got out, and all that stuff. So here we go. Question: when and why did I join the Army? I joined the Army, my actual official joining date when I commissioned was July 18th, 2010. And so I did everything backwards. If you don't really know my story, because I know I had like 4 Army videos up at one time, just trying to answer questions as they came. So this is like a repeat for you. Just hang in there. We'll get to some of the new stuff. But anyway, so yes, I joined right out of high school, right out of nursing school. I never really thought about the Army until I saw a sign in the nurses, my school's break room, about joining the Army and paying back loans and things like that. And I kind of just researched it, and then I spoke to a recruiter, asked a whole bunch of questions. Okay, I had like a notebook like this of different questions that I wanted to know the answers to. And so it just kind of was appealing to me. I knew that I wanted to travel when I got out of nursing school. I wanted to get out of Florida and just experience something completely different. And I didn't really have the means to do that as a brand new nursing graduate, because usually they want you to have, some experience before you start traveling and different things like that. So it was kind of like a way out for me to just have things set and ready to go before I even graduated. The process took, I would say, I don't really remember, maybe 3 months or so, from filling out the paperwork, signing things, transcripts, health records, background checks, all that stuff that I had to do. And then from there, I just had to wait for the board to accept me, for them to convene and give me notification and all that stuff. So I would say about 3 months in all. Because I would say everything, I started in maybe 2009, maybe, because I had decided that I was going to join, and then I said that I didn't want to. I started listening to some negative comments, and then I was just like, maybe this is not for me. And after that, I was like, I had spoken to a lot of people who were in the Army. There used to be this Facebook page dedicated to the Army Nurse Corps, and it was on Facebook, and it was over hundreds of people who either had served, were serving, or were in my position that were interested in actually signing up. And so I messaged probably well over 50 people, and got responses. And some of those people I've actually met in person, and spoke to a lot of veterans, and just did research on my own. I looked at all 3 different branches: Army, Air Force, and Navy, and the Army just seemed to be the best fit for me. And so after careful consideration and careful thought, the Army it was just right for me. I just said, you know what, I'm going to do it for me. And you will come in contact with people who say, oh, don't do this. Why would you join the military? You could do all kind of different things and not join the military. Yes, you can. Okay. It is an option, and it was an option for me, and I loved it. I have no regrets. So that's basically why and when I joined the Army. Why did I choose the Army over the Navy and the Air Force? It really was a personal choice. One thing that I do recommend is to definitely do your research. Find out which branch fits you best and suits you best. The Army offered a public health nursing program, a course actually where they train you to be a public health nurse within the Army, and then that is your like skills identifier. That's what you would be working as in a nursing specialty, is a public health nurse. So that really stood out to me. They offered the most in loan repayment, the most in bonuses at that time, and I liked some of the duty stations. There's pros and cons to each and every one of them. If you just have to decide what works best for you. I did go speak to the Navy. I spoke with the Air Force over the phone. They were a little hard to get in contact with. I had to kind of run them down a little bit. But yeah, so pick what's best for you. The Army worked for me. It may not necessarily work for you. Just like the Navy may work for somebody else and it doesn't work for me. You kind of have to get in where you fit in and do what's best, like in the best interest of you and your life, your family. A lot of people like the Air Force because it seems to be more family oriented. Some people like the Navy because they have great bases. I mean, I don't even know if they call them bases or ports. I don't know. But I know I went to visit San Diego a couple years ago, and one of their bases was like right there on the beach. I mean, literally, it was on the beach. It was amazing. Picking my duty station, I was so excited. I was like, I can go there. I can go to Hawaii. I can go to Germany. I can go to North Carolina. I can go to Washington State. I can go anywhere. I mean, there was bases all over the place, and they basically said to rank your top 3. Finally, I made up my mind, and I said, Washington State, I don't see myself saying, I think I want to visit Seattle. It wasn't a place that I could think of that would be, a spot that I would want to live in. And so it just kind of happened. It happened, and I got my first choice, and I couldn't regret it. I don't regret it. It was a great decision for me. I had never been to the West Coast, never been to Washington. I had never seen snow. I had never seen a huge mountain like Mount Rainier, the trees changing colors, the greenery, the nature, hiking trails. I mean, all of that was new to me, and I wanted it. I wanted to experience it and just immerse myself in it, and I did. And it has turned out to be such a great place to live. So yes, that's how I ended up here. And huge base, pretty big hospital, lots to do here, lots to be involved in. And yeah, that was my duty station. So for incentives, did I receive a bonus? I did not receive a bonus. I did take out the loan repayment incentive, and to that was attached 3 years of a service obligation. I won't tell you the exact number because it's probably a lot different than what it was almost 4 years ago. But it was a great number for me, and it worked. It worked for me. So, but they had, you could do the full bonus, or you could do half of the bonus, half of the loan repayment. But again, it was tied to a service obligation from 3 to 6 years. And it just worked for me because I just accumulated tons of money in loan debt from going to a private school for nursing. And so, yeah, I'll take it. That's pretty much what I received. I know a lot of people took the full bonus. They do tax that just like they tax your loan money. And Uncle Sam is not just 6%. It's up there. So yeah, I was not in ROTC. A lot of people ask me, did I get an ROTC scholarship? No, I will put the link to the bottom of a video that I did. One of my first videos that I did with my friend Sheila, who was in ROTC. She gives her like experience in the program. Training. A lot of people ask, how was basic training? Did I survive? I probably would not survive basic training. Thankfully, I didn't have to do it. When you come in the way that I did, it's called Basic Officer Leadership Course. And what it is, it's 2 months in San Antonio, Texas. I went in the summer. I would not recommend that, okay? I was probably 10 shades darker than I am now. So I was even more chocolate, okay? And I'm a pretty chocolate girl. It was hot. People were passing out, stroking out. It was a mess. But yeah, so that was for 2 months. And it's kind of, if I had to summarize it, it's like an introduction to the Army way of life for people that have never been in the Army, like me, who have no idea what to do. You don't know how to wear your uniform. You don't know how to wear your cap, your beret, whatever. It's just kind of an introduction, a whole bunch of classes, being outside, physical fitness. There's different things that they kind of introduce you to. Like for me, I had never I was never in formation before. So we got up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We did PT, your first PT test. Like I did for me, with my age, when I first joined, I was 26, I believe. So I had to do like 17 push-ups, 46 sit-ups, and run 2 miles in 19 minutes and 36 seconds, which sounds like a lot of time, but I'm slow. I am not a good runner. I enjoy running leisurely, but when it's time and on the track, I seem to just freak out. Over the course of my military time, there were some times when I didn't pass my PT test because of the run. The times that I did pass, I mean, it was just bad. I mean, there was a few times that I made it right on time. And that was when I got into a new age bracket of 27 to 31. Okay, my time went from 1936 to 20 minutes and 30 seconds. And I mean, I would just make it and be like passed out, had to be carried off the track, slobbering all over myself. I mean, it was horrible. And I mean, people would look at me and, oh, you're skinny, you're in shape, you look like you can run. And it's just not my thing. Running, being timed. My little legs, I have little chicken legs. And I don't know. I think it's mental too. A lot of it was mental. Anyway, I digress. So, yeah, so in Basic Officer Leadership course, you do like land navigation, weapon qualification. There's just an array of different things that you do. A little bit of the gas chamber, but that's basically what you do. It's not as severe as basic training because, like I said, I probably wouldn't make it because what they do is they have all the health professionals there. You have nurses, doctors, physical therapists. I mean, just people that may not be 18 and maybe in their 40s, and they don't really require you to do as much as they would expect somebody who just enlisted who was 18 or 17. So it's a lot different. They kind of go easy on you. They really do. The last point that I'll hit on in this video is the training within the Army. Do they offer like a nurse residency program? Yes, they do. It's called the Clinical Nurse Transition Program. It's 6 months. They've changed it so many times. I can't keep up with it. But when I was in it, it was for 6 months. For the first 12 weeks, you were with a preceptor and you slowly made your way up to taking a full load of patients. The next 12 weeks or a few months were you kind of doing your own thing, and the preceptor being there as a mentor to help you along the way. And then you kind of go off on your own and you can ask questions, if you need help. But that was basically how it is now. Now it's completely different. But they do offer training and preceptorship. They want you to feel comfortable. I will say the Army does motivate you and push you into roles that maybe you don't feel comfortable with this early on, say as a charge nurse. Most likely you'll do that within your after your first year. And within your first year, you're probably looking to become a preceptor and then a charge nurse. So, that's the Army. They want you to be leader. But anyway, so I'll stop there. My next video that I'll do with this, and I'll probably record it when I get off from work tonight, will be my life in the Army as a nurse, miscellaneous questions that I get, and then pros and cons. Why did I get out? Would I do it again? And all that stuff. So I'll catch up with you guys on the next video, part 2. All right, bye.